I might have had a nap, chat. I was gonna be here sooner, but I had a nap. Really, there's no getting around that. And now I'm gonna be up all night, so I might as well embrace it. Joel McKinney is present for duty. I had a really horrifying delivery experience. We found a drone last time. I forgot. Oh, that's delightful. And I thought of you, Joel McKinney, because of the horrifying delivery experience. It was the computer was wasn't for me, but the place that I ordered from apparently was not doing their own delivery that day for some reason and went through DoorDash. And that something got garbled in the computer for the DoorDash and the delivery was wrong, and it was like, that's not the right address. And they're like, well, I can only drop it off where the GPS says, and it wasn't even a valid address, so it just deposited them in like the middle of the railroad tracks. And they're like, well, I guess I'm gonna leave it under this shed. Like, okay. Can you not just bring it to my house, which is like maybe 4 blocks from there? No? Okay. It's fun times. They're like, I can only go where the GPS says, and it's like, we are doomed as a species. Man. Okay. Have I seen Twitter? Yeah, it's really a lot of fun. It's like, you know, Joel McKinney, what would you do in that situation where it's like the computer told you to do something that was obviously stupid, and the person was like, oh yeah, uh, that's not correct. This is the correct thing. Would you would you be like, no, I have to do what the computer says. You know, the implication was, I guess, that there was some kind of scam to be had, and it's like, look, it's you can do this, or we're gonna cancel the order. I don't know what you want. Because what is the reasonable solution here? Bullets. Need more bullets. Oh yeah, my leg's broken. I forgot. Let's have some red tea. Maybe that'll speed healing. Did the delivery without a phone for years. Yeah, but you know, in that scenario, they literally told you to go to the wrong place through no fault of the customer. So it's like, do what the computer says. Well, you did what the computer said, but then it was still, you know, incorrect or whatever. Oh, the clothing double pocket mod. I forgot we made that. Oh, and I've still got 1 skill point available. Oh, it's fun times. Did I put that on there? Nope. Did I put that on there? Nope. Yeah, wow. Wow, it even gave me 2 more slots before I get encumbered. Wearing my puffer coat. Alright. Let's see if we can figure out what perk should I take. Sausage Toes subscribed to tier 1. Thank you, Sausage Toes. You adopted 2 kitties. Oh, what did you name them? What did you name your kitties? Gigabuster says that it's nicer than most of the houses I've lived in. It's even got tile. Hey, listen, the apartment we're working on is going to have an epoxy floor. You could murder people and then just hose off the floor. It'll be great. Miss Tuna and Perseus. Those names don't necessarily go together. Miss Tuna only has 3 legs. Aww. My friend's aunt had a cat that only had 3 legs, but it lived a long, long time. It had both of its front legs, but only one back leg. So it wasn't, you know, super crazy. It did fine. And it could run really well, too. You just need special foods. Okay. I have to wear my thing to increase my level there. I'll do light armor. Alright. Now, glasses. Oh, the lucky goggles, though. Those are OP. Oh, it's already so late in the day. I can't really walk because my leg. Eight minutes. Oh, we can wait 8 minutes. That's not terrible. Well, let's go see what Jen's got for us. So how's everybody doing on this random Saturday night? So both of your cats are special needs. One is 3-legged and the other one has to have a special diet forever. Is that it? Sausage Toes? Are they ill-tempered? Usually, special needs cats, like once special needs cats realize you're trying to help them, I mean, I don't know, this is a sample size of like 3. You know, once mom's cat realizes that it's special needs now, it's been a lot more tolerant of things. It's like, I'm nervous about what's going on here, but I'm trusting you to not do something bad.
So,
Forgot it's Catterday.
Today?
We got any books, Jen? Always looking for books. Nope. Okay. Well, machine gun parts. That's nice. I'm probably not gonna stream super long today, but it's just one of those days where nothing really comes together like it's supposed to. Although I am excited that I've got a backup server area that I've been working on that'll make it easier to test systems. I'm excited about getting that together. And then we had the power outage forever, which also just was not fun. Did I have to go and find the delivery? No, it just never happened. Ended up eating some microwave food. Well, I was gonna eat microwave food anyway, but then it was like, well, I guess we're not gonna do that. So I kind of thought maybe there was a thing in that order that I maybe could have had, which was they made me a special small pizza that was only the thin crust with the it was like the tomato paste or the tomato whatever, no cheese, olives, and something else, and that was the only thing on the pizza. And they were like, "This is a weird pizza," and I was like, "I know, but I might be able to eat it." And I was a little disappointed about not that, so I just had a bagged meal, and everybody else did their own thing, so it's fine. First world problems, right? Powered by Boiler Snake. I really should. The natural gas connection for this place is not insubstantial. I really should just go ahead and hook that up with some Generac stuff. I probably should do that. I did the roof area calculator, and it was like your area and blah blah blah. You could average 10 megawatts, and it's like that seems a little optimistic. Trying to kind of cheat a little bit here, chat. Not working for me. All right, well, it's fine.
Don't let a zombie dog bite you in the ass on your way out.
And
if he does,
clear zombies, 900 meters. Ooh, 654 meters. We'll take it. Oh, it's the hospital again. All right.
Coming up soon.
Yeah, green onions, green peppers, onions, and black olives are a great veggie alternative combo. There was a couple more things on it. I wasn't 100% paying attention. I was just like, oh yeah, this is probably a thing. But there was something about the particular crust. It was like, we make the crust this way, and it was like, oh, those are ingredients I can eat. And so I was gonna try it and see. I've had the Greek guy has made me some stuff with like the real like OG olive oil that he uses. Not a lot, and I've been very happy with that because it's a very, very filling meal, and it's not a lot of food, or at least the amount of food required to make me feel like I'm dying from overeating is vanishingly small compared to what I used to eat. So that's exciting. Waiting for a lineage image for the Pixel 7 Pro. Man, I think I missed the boat on ordering the phone dock thingy. I meant to order the phone dock thingy to give that a try because we're almost there on the perfect hardware. But the software is like, okay, am I gonna have to just take a year off and like get good at software again and do a bunch of software stuff? Because there is like this. I know this Palm Top, the software, the HP 100-200LX, the DOS before Windows, this is a master class in brilliant software design. Because, DOS doesn't multitask. How do you make a reasonable multitasking experience with DOS applications? It's completely nuts. But the 100LX, 200LX, as a personal information manager and something to keep your appointment book and notes and that kind of stuff, the software suite really is just breathtakingly awesome. It is easily a decade ahead of its time, and it's like, what kind of dream team put that together? Like, how were they so prescient? How did it not turn into camel built by committee, as we so often see with Android? How is it that the Android software experience, and to a lesser extent iOS, so botched in 2023, and that this device that's 30 years old is so far ahead? It's a simpler device for a more civilized age. I don't know that the age was more civilized, but the device is definitely more civilized. Like, it's not just nostalgia, it's legit better. It's faster. Even just the way that it queues stuff that you want to do is different than a modern machine. So, like, I can turn it on and then, you know, hit, it's like maybe I want to do phone and then queue. Well, I don't have anything in here for that. But if you heard it, even though it was still loading when I hit Q, it buffered that I hit Q. So if I wanted to jump to people whose name began with Q, it would have buffered that even though it was busy for a moment. And you just don't have that. So here's the basic word processing program. And so like I can switch back over to the phone thing, no problem. And then, you know, it'll remember what I'm doing. And then if I need to go back to the word processing program, I can hit the button for that. And then boom, look at that. Look how fast that's. And it's it's DOS. It's DOS. How is this great? This is just nuts. I forget the shortcut key for DOS because I don't figure that you'll run a DOS prompt. Oops. Yeah, the hinge is broken. If you see one of these at a flea market, think of me and pick it up, especially if it's like $20. Doesn't matter if it's broken, buy it for me. I'll pay you back. But I'm not gonna pay. It's like $20. Like that's your limit. But see, look, it's a DOS prompt. It's an MS DOS prompt. But then it's like, oh, I'm gonna run memo, and then boom, look at that. We're back in memo. It responds immediately, but it also buffers input. So when it's doing something, you can like if I hit memo and I start typing and it takes it a second to do stuff, it doesn't drop a key. It is not an Atari portfolio, but it is the same level of care went into its architecture, but it had the full engineering prowess of HP behind it. And so the software stack was incredible. So many engines. What's the name of it? It's an HP 100LX or 200LX. The first one was the 95LX. So 200LX is third generation, you know, third time's the charm. That's always true. Windows 3 should be good. HP Jornada, no, the Jornada is trash. It is garbage. Windows CE, just garbage. The kid in Terminator used his Atari portfolio to hack the ATM. That was exciting.
My senses have picked up something.
Yeah, you're a little late on the... There's no way that all of those missed. Come on. Come on. Did Big K ever make it back? She reported this morning that she made it back to civilization. There was a version of this. I think it was called the Nokia OmniGo 1000. Nokia did a version of it that had a custom clamshell that you could put a one of those old school Nokia phones on the back of it. It even had an email program. Like you could download your email in the morning and then respond to it on the train or whatever, and then plug it in later and it would send your emails. And that was a pretty competent way to deal with it, in all honesty.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
but mostly just information organizer. It was great for taking notes. Derive, a DOS math program, it ran great even with only, you know, like 300 kilobytes of memory. So doing logging and stuff with it. I just need to go to the lights really quickly. You're right. That's what we need to do. 'Cause it's already kind of late.
We are not alone.
Is there any flavor of x86 you'd recommend to revive an old Core 2 Duo machine? I mean, what machine are you trying to revive? Is it a desktop, laptop? You just like the laptop form factor? I really, like, I don't think there would be enough interest in it, but I really am tempted to document the keyboard, because the keyboard's modular and this display is modular. Document the thing and then, like, design a replacement Raspberry Pi CM4-5 motherboard for that, and also a lithium polymer cell, because it's got a lot of room in there. The motherboard in this thing is actually really tiny. It's just like down here. It's all empty space from here up, because it'll hold a 5 megabyte PCMCIA card, which was, you know, this was over $1,000 in the 90s. Usually you would get what's called a battery-backed SRAM card, so you get like a megabyte, and it was a megabyte of SRAM on a card like that that had a little coin cell battery that would keep the memory. Five meg, yeah. Check eBay for those cards. It's like $200, because there are certain medical devices, and like there's an ultrasound that uses those. There's a like a fish finder, like a really high-end, like yacht fish finder that uses that as its display and interface. And so there's a lot of people, or not a lot, there's enough people that are interested in the HP 100 and 200 LX that the eBay prices are just bananas. And it's not just nostalgia, because if you look at the prices of like the 320 LX, that's the one, that's the successor to the 200 LX, but it runs Windows CE, and it is garbage. And those, you can buy those on eBay all the time for like $5-10. You can get one that's in like factory new condition for less than 100, whereas it's, you know, like $600. If you want to get a 200 LX that's factory in the box with the thing and blah blah blah, it's like $600, which is just insane. We're getting good at dodging. This is a dodge. Two meg cards going for $232. I know, it's crazy. Now you can get a You can get a 5 meg card, but it's not a low power one, and so sometimes it's like, oh look, this 5 meg card went for really cheap. But the thing runs on 2 AA batteries for 40 hours, and it won't do that if you put a high power draw card in there. SanDisk also made a 256 meg compact flash card that was compatible with this thing. Those also tend to sell for a lot of money. There's also a lot of people that there was a cottage industry for mods for that thing from like let's do that. And let's wait to do that until we get to the top. So, you know, okay, it's a handheld, it's an 80186, it's like 7 point something megahertz, I guess, I don't know. It's an 80, but, you know, 80186. Hey, stop that. Hmm. 80186 Hornet, blah blah blah, PCMCIA. I wonder if a CF to SD adapter would work. No, too much power. The CF to not CF works. Ooh, that person was carrying a machine gun. CF to not CF adapter works, but
enemies, prepare for conflict.
Where? Well, it's almost nighttime anyway. 32 to 16 gig. No, see, DOS doesn't support 256 megs is the most this thing can deal with. But there were aftermarket mods for this thing. One of them was a double speed mod. One of them was adding a backlight to the LCD, which is like the green glow backlight, which is just nuts. One of them was a double speed mod, which would overclock. It was a 100% overclock. It was 100% faster at a cost of half the battery life. And, you know, people were fine with that. There was a mod to take it up to, I think it was up to 32 megabytes of internal SRAM storage, keeping your PCMCIA slot free for communication. It's pretty nuts. Kitomania. No. Cryotomia. Subscribe with Twitch Prime. Sorry, probably got that wrong. Hey, look at that. Let's go ahead and eat the large beef ration, because why not? Yeah, it's about to be nighttime. This sucks. Oh, I hear a screamer.
My senses have picked up something.
Yeah. Shut up. Good lord. Can I have some aloe? Is there some cream that I can have? No. Alright. Am I preparing for end times for that thing? No. I did a video on it a long time ago, I think. But, with the... Thinking about the phone dock for laptops, or the phone dock that turns your phone into a laptop on the open source side, I thought about starting the video with that, or having a tangent to be like, look, this thing is legit to the nth degree. It is legit. And so now we've got some hardware where your phone can dock. Now it's just a matter of software. Maybe we can, now that we got the hardware, maybe we can make the software less terrible. Humboldt EF, 2 kitties. Thank you. It is Catterday. Sausage Toe's got 2 cats. They're special needs, so pretty cool. Like the Samsung docks. Yeah, the Dex docks. Yeah. But it's not enough of that that's open source. I actually got one of those. Oh, that was before I was YouTubing. Didn't really care for it. Although Dex is pretty cool. I have used Dex in a pinch as a laptop substitute. Let's see. There we go. Steroids, okay. Use the painkillers. Sausage Toes, you want to post images of your cats?
I've got a bad feeling about this.
A little bit hard mode because it's after hours, but okay. I like how he swings after he's dead. Let's go ahead and have some soup. And some water cooler. I'll post on the L1 forum. There's a pet area. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Where was I? I keep seeing the red marker, and I was like, oh, there's something left to kill. There's not. It's supposed to go up, right? Because that's where the light's on. That's how this works, right? Woo! Oh, that's a lot.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Literally don't care about any of that stuff. Really should not be doing this after dark, but I got a late start, as with everything that happened today. I'm wearing my Lucky Looter's glasses because this is not lucky. There's not anything magical happening here, chat. Alright, let's open this. Only me? Yeah, it was only Ryan last night, mostly, because I didn't have power. So, my turn. We'll keep breaking my lockpicks. Not good. Ooh, a level 6 hunting knife. Way better than my level 2 hunting knife. Okay, let's put some random crap in there. And then let's pick that up. And then let's modify And let's take out the serrated blade mod, and let's take out the red dye, and then let's modify this one. Put that and that in there, and complete it. And then scrap this one, and then equip that one, and good to go. And get all the crap out of my, what you call it. Yeah, there we go. No, so we go out the bookshelf, side.
Master, we are not alone.
That drone's a little slow in the uptake. I wonder if it's just because it's a level 1 drone. Slow in the uptake and level 1, they go together, right? Right? Ah! Blarg. Stay down.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
We're just gonna wait for the dog to come through the door, because obviously. Obviously. Wish you could shoot through the door in this state, but you can't, which is dumb. Probably don't need this. Ooh, I can use the aloe cream on my... Now it's only 9 minutes. Can I do it again? Oh, I can. Hmm. Might as well put the frame shapes there. Oh, what was I thinking? I have a robotic drone that can carry stuff. Okay, you carry the mechanical parts, the tape, the blood. Shovel? I don't need the shovel. The shovel, the splint, since I have the thing that... I'm gonna keep the first aid kits. The silver... Whole handgun parts. Cornmeal. Alright. Wow, I get so much more inventory now.
Incoming enemies.
Hungry Land Shark,
Conflict.
subscribe to Twitch Prime, thank you. I've been playing through Metroid Prime. It's weird I have to adjust to dual stick controls for an FPS. Are you talking about on the Switch? Yeah, it's got some bugs. I mean, they're working on it. I'll encounter a bug and then it's like, oh, maybe I should wait a few days. And then it's like, oh, look at that. They fixed the emulation. Metroid Prime Remastered is a super amount of fun. Have you been playing it? Has anybody else been playing Metroid Prime Remastered on a non-first party platform? Let's call it. There's a bird here somewhere. The bird is not the word. The word, Jeff.
My senses have picked up something.
I hate those birds. Those birds are OP. And I really should be harvesting them, but we're not gonna do that. That's not fun. Hey. Dang it. Need to take some vitamins before I get wrecked again. Let's go down. Down, down. Just have to wait to buy it to get your liquid metal supplies. I don't really need liquid metal, but
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
so many enemies. Who is doing that? Oh, there you are. Last red dot down. Sausage Toes Cat Tax Paid. That is awesome. Thank you. Everybody go check out Sausage Toes Cats. No mean comments.
Master, we are not alone.
Red dots? There's the red dots. But more importantly, it's almost morning. Do I go down? I don't think I do. I think I go through right here, right? Let's use the free ammo that I've found. Because why not? Is L1 Ryan's power out?
Incoming
No.
enemies. Prepare for conflict.
No, his power was the only one that survived, weirdly. Mine even really didn't do super good. The office has got 2 power connections, and they both died. Aw, those are cats. Cats are good for making you feel like that everything's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna drink the murky water. Now, as I recall, there's a bunch of crap back here somewhere. Something. Tempered blade mod. Might be able to run that.
My senses have picked up something.
Well, that was good to have multiple weapons that could unload a lot of ammo very quickly. No loot from that, even though I'm wearing my lucky looter glasses. That's just a shame. C13 and C14 I thought were global. They kind of are in the data center. It's the whole 110 versus 220. Actually, you should look at a table. So like L6 versus L5 and the whole madness around that, because it's like 110 or 220 and 15 amps is a thing. Used to be a thing. 15 amps is not really a thing anymore. You still see 15 amps for lighting circuits, and electricians really like to use 14.2 and 14.3 for light circuits, especially like 4-way lights. They don't want to run 20 amps for that and LED low power lighting. And it's like, let's put your entire floor's lighting on one 15 amp circuit. And so it's just like, ah, Jesus Christ. But they're at least pretty good about putting 20 amp circuits in for everything. And like in the commercial side, it's different. Most of the physical boxes over here are 4-inch boxes. I don't know, inches, and I'm using centimeters, but are 4-inch boxes, but residential is still 3.5. And so it's a mess at your local hardware store. It's like, I'm gonna go get some stuff. And it's like, is it a 4-inch cover or a 3.5-inch cover? Because the 3.5-inch covers are called 4-inch, but it's not really 4-inch. But then the 4-inch is like a true 4-inch. And then they make covers for those that are designed to go on the box and then be drywalled around. And it's a whole other, it's a mess. But yeah, in the data center, like PDUs and stuff like that, it's C13 and C14 all day long. All my server closet stuff is C13, C14. It's mostly 220 volts. Almost all the equipment that I have is 220 volt compatible, so 220 volt AC. And then like real data centers are switching to DC. So I think it's 440 volts DC. So a lot of the modern Epic chassis and things like that are using that. I think it's 440 volts. I might not, my brain is not in that gear right now, so I'm going to get all the little details wrong until I preload the information. My brain's very slow, and it takes a long time to load the information and cache it, and then I can talk to you about stuff. But until I do that, it's nonsense. I will say the wrong word for things. Like, I will call a toaster a microwave every time. I think visually, and it's causes some problems.
Master, we are not alone.
That sounds like an excuse. Yeah, probably. Okay, I came in this way. Well, I gotta go through the window here, right? Yeah, alright, good. I guess I can have a steroid now. Hmm. $14 that I'll scrap and turn into paper. I asked them about plumbing and watch the world burn. Plumbing leaves a lot to be desired. There's so much cast iron that I have yet to replace. Very disappointing.
Incoming enemies, prepare for conflict.
Is PVC supposed to last 100 years? I really hope it is. It's like, can we realistically get like 200 years, 300 years out of PVC? Like, I'm okay with the horror show that it creates for the environment if it's going to last 300 years. I mean, that just seems like a reasonable trade-off. Which is worse, plumbing or printers? Printers. For sure, printers. Let's see if I can modify this. Can. Oh, you can't do tempered and serrated? That sucks. What's up? Hey, you attacked me from behind. You were not even facing me. I need to eat some food. Oh, let's go ahead and have some tuna. There we go.
Master, we are not alone.
the old city and county ordinance to prevent you from using modern equipment. What modern equipment were they not going to let you use? I've seen that in a few places where like PVC is allowed, but not ABS. I don't know. What's the, can somebody give me the skinny? How many times you almost shot the drone? A lot. Can somebody give me the skinny on ABS versus PVC? ABS is plant-based, right? So, yay, environment. But what about, you know, will it last 100 years? Tastes like tofu. Made it another month. Wife got her immunotherapy hoping for no other issues. That's good. That's really good. A good prognosis after the immunotherapy. ABS is from crude? I thought it was, With 3D printers, a lot of the...
I've got a bad feeling about this.
A lot of the ABS... Oh, that's a lot of birds. A lot of the, ABS plastics for 3D printers are plant-based. Still waiting on the results, but looking good so far. That's good. I mean, that really is good. Let me preemptively take my vitamins again. Dang it, you idiot. Toothbrush is 500 years. Disposable styrofoam 500 years. Fishing line 500 years. Glass unknown. Some decomp times for a range of materials. Yeah, but which one of those is PVC? Are you saying that we should have glass? Because glass lasts forever? I don't think glass would make a particularly good sewage material. Okay. Now we're gonna have the loot bonus. Let's see. Let's go ahead and scrap that. Dang it. What do I gotta put down? Scrap that one too.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
There's some up there. There's quite a few up there. There goes my leg.
This should ease the pain. Let me help you with that injury.
Yay. There we go. Don't care about the empty can. Alright. So gotta clear the area. Dudley 64, thank you. CPVC is great. Yeah.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I use PEX for hot and cold water. Actually, let's put all that in there. Because we can turn it into first aid here in a minute. Ooh. Not in that format, we can't. Crap. There we go. Woo! So we got 1 minute and 32 seconds of lucky looting. Let's see if I can not break all my lockpicks. Here, the PVC for potable water is really. I'm gonna use all my lockpicks on this. Yeah, I don't have any more lockpicks. And I gotta make a workbench to do the lockpick. I don't need mechanical parts. I got mechanical parts in the thing, but a workbench is gonna be expensive in it. Yeah, 25 force iron. Well, PEX is you can. PEX has been in use in Taiwan since 70s. It has a really good lifetime as long as you don't hit it with a nail or anything. So, been reasonably satisfied with PEX. Didn't I dump a bunch of aloe and stuff? I have that. First aid bandage. You can craft 5 of those. Nice. Still hasn't given me credit for clearing the area, which sucks. Okay, so that's probably the crap we can leave behind. Where's that other zombie? I think I can't, I didn't pick up any of the things that prevents fall damage, did I? Woo, chat.
My senses have picked up something.
Yeah, mine too. But I don't know what level it's on. Can't believe we don't have any lockpicks. Stupid birds. The quick couplers get stuck, so after a few years, they may as well be permanent. Lol. I don't ever use the quick connectors. I always crimp it. And I always use the copper rings, not the compression ones. Talk to Trader. I don't mind if I do.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, you respawned some zombies. Don't care. Seven days to die lockpicking. Yeah, I had like 20. It was like, you broke it, you broke it, you broke it. And it's like, bitch, I just had one of the loot things to increase my loot and you're gonna do this to me? It did. Hey, at least the healer drone kept me alive. That was nice. There should be a little bridge. This one can't go through the water, can it? Have you guys seen the spec for the Starlink V2s, not the V2 Mini? Yeah, it needs a Starship to launch, though. It's good, though. I mean, Elon Musk is selling more of them than he thought he would, I think. Don't know what happened there. I'm assuming it's just because the bridge is now missing, but okay. Just joined Mod Up the Motorcycle yet. I added the thing to store more fuel. So it's got a 33% bigger gas tank, but it's not more fuel efficient yet, which kind of sucks. What day is the next day I need to worry about, chat? $70.
We've got the best prices in the wasteland.
Oh, I don't have any free inventory. I should probably take the antibiotics. Let's see, what are we doing? I can't get rid of all my stuff that needs repair. Can't stack those. Already stacked my... Oh, I don't need rotting flesh. There we go.
Well, that didn't take long. Nice work.
What? Oh, money. Because I went over 20,000. Ooh, that was close.
We're always looking for some Oh, this is a dangerous one. Try not to, get radiated.
Restock day 70. Yeah.
It's too bad I couldn't help you. Well, maybe next time.
Clear the area. We're gonna clear the area. But what we are gonna do is take this shit back to the base and start crafting things. And also see what mods we can construct, because we can probably construct a fair bit. Vegetable stew. $4,000 bullets? Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's just do 1,000. Yes, excellent. Let's put our AK-47 in there, because we don't need it. And muzzle brake mod. Diverse to reduce recoil, okay. Yeah, don't need it on this one. Can I use it on this one? I could use that one to reduce recoil. I use it on the shotgun. No. So this is pretty much the only gun I can use it on. Okay. What are the mods that I can do? I can do an armor plating mod. That's pretty cool. Hmm. Foregrip mod would be good if I had gone a different route. We did the drone medic mod. There's also the cargo mod. I didn't realize that this is only a level 1 drone, so I can't. Water purifier mod. Oh, that's cool because you can put that on your hat. Off-road headlights. We actually have some of those that are already made. Turret, sledge, robotic drone. Oh, it's locked. I can make a level 4, but I can't. I haven't found a drone schematic, so it's a little problem. A little bit of a problem there, chat. We need bullet tips. Okay, let's go get the bullet tips. We will stuff more lead in there. Let's see. More of that. More machine gun parts. More one forged iron mechanical parts. Gonna end up making a lot of glue later, I'm sure. Probably be making a lot of concrete. Where's my cement? I was also trying to put coal in there too, wasn't I? Yeah, that's probably good. And then medical items. Gets the blood bag. And steroids? One steroid. One steroid, please. Also take one plaster cast. So, drone gets plaster cast, painkillers, and steroids. HEVC X265 is now license free. Oh, hallelujah. When did that happen? Did that happen Friday? Banded armor mod and custom fittings. That's probably a good idea. I should do that. I should definitely do that before day 70, right? Alright, AP armor is happening. Another level 5 handgun can go in here, which is excellent. I need a better... BDU top is good because it is heat resist. Really need to work on my light armor because I'm rated for light armor. Why does this one have the better light armor rating? Oh no, this one does. 0.9, but it's a worse durability. I think I'll keep the durability. Padded leg armor. This is all not fabulous. None of this is really very good. 7 days to drone, yeah. Oh, lockpicks. That is an excellent idea, Dr. Dick. Gold star to you. We need mechanical parts and forged iron. Can do. We might have less mechanical parts than I thought. Oh, no, we don't. We're good. $22 lockpicks seems reasonable. That should go into storage. Not really vehicle, but alright. Weapons. Handgun parts, of course. Have the drone carry extra pixels? Yeah, but I've only got 22. Well, there might be a bunch in here. Do we have any? That's what we need is to search. No, it's like, oh yeah. How many lockpicks in here? Yep, 9. Alright, I'll go ahead and carry those. Probably really only need to carry 400 Magnum ammo. Right? I mean, really? Metals. Silver. Don't need to carry the silver around with me. Let's go over here. Make them there. Just one second. Oh yeah, testosterone. That's right. 3. Wait, lockpick. Why did it... Okay. Lockpick.
All systems go. How may I help?
Let's see. A lot of sand, a lot of stone, cobblestone, and cement. Yeah, alright. So concrete mix. Max that out. Go ahead and put the sand and the stone in here. I'm completely out of wood, ain't I, chat? Crap. Don't really want to burn paper.
How may I assist you? It is a pleasure to serve.
Woo! Empty cans. Electrical parts. We're gonna need so many more mechanical parts. They were in vehicles. Hmm. Randomly over here, randomly over there. Springs, pipes, oil, shale, coal into this thing. Need niter. Need more niter, right? Definitely more niter. It only makes sense to just carry. Alright, we're gonna put 5,000 brass in. Dukes. I did survive the night without power, that is correct. Just, it drive me insane, but... Alright. Into there with you. And then medical items. You get the testosterone. More bullets. We're now, yeah, we gotta get niter. We got no niter. What color is niter? Oh, I went out the wrong side. Thank you. White is the color. Cygnus or S1GNAS. Oh, that's where the rest of my stuff went. Duh. There's a bunch of crap in here. I really should go put that in the fire. That's just the one. I guess it can wait. Alright. Oh, there's one right there. I think. That one. Or any other ones that are maybe a little bit easier to get to? Ooh, there's a big one. Maybe that one. Let's do that one. Could have just run into an invisible tree. Hey. Oh, I forgot to bring the coffee. Oh. Forgot to bring the coffee, chat. What? Ah. Well, the good news is this is so boring. We could talk more about the HP 200LX if you want, or the 100LX is the case may be. 100LX and the 200LX are basically identical hardware. They fixed the software up to be a little bit better. There's a couple minor hardware updates, and there was an official 4 megabyte 200LX that came later. But other than that, there's not really a lot of difference between the two. They're about a year apart. There's a couple of years between the 95LX and the 100LX. 07 just subscribe to bring the coffee next time. Yeah. I had a nap earlier, and then that means that I'm gonna be up all night probably. It's fabulous. Rock. Oh yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Max Right 123. You were paying attention. You were paying attention a lot. The board, yep. Uh-oh, I didn't bring any wood, did I? That's probably bad. I'm kidding, I love this shitty game. I do have a bit of an addiction, don't I? It's fine. Now we're just getting stone, not niter. But I need wood to dig myself out here. Honestly, at this point for 7 Days to Die, their best thing to do would be to just develop another game with the same ideas and call it, 7.1 Days to Die or something. But just new engine, new everything, fix all the mechanics, and just be like, this is 7 Days to Die for the next 10 years. The Undead Legacy mod. I think we got off on the wrong foot on the mods, because we played the mod version with a bunch of mods, and it was way harder and way grindier. So what does the Undead Legacy mod do for you? Could you shove a Pi compute module in HP 100LX and just use the CF? No, I would want to replace the motherboard. Like, you can, design a motherboard, go on JCL PCB, and have them build the board for you. and I would do it as a Raspberry Pi like CM module, and then use their library of components, and they could solder it and do everything. It probably only cost a couple $100, and put a lithium polymer charge circuit on it. You reuse the existing keyboard. The keyboard is really good, shockingly good. And I would probably start by reusing the existing display. The existing display is 4 levels of gray, 640 by 200, which is reasonable, but it's kind of slow updating, and you know, it'd be nicer to have a better display. I mean, there are certainly better displays, but I'm not sure what would physically fit there, and like what can we do, and blah blah blah. And then once that's all done, then it could be wireless and be a wireless terminal for an actual good computer. What's something absurd you would do with the HP 100? I've always wanted to do, like, you know, the Futurama, like you've got a computer on your arm thing. I've always wanted to figure that out because I thought that would be really good. And I keep thinking that heads-up displays are gonna give me what I want, so that I can, you know, have a wireless something, or like a keyboard that straps to the back of my hand and does like gesture detection or something, and that I can have a wearable that's not terrible. But all the wearables I've tried are so terrible that, you know, using an Android phone is a better experience. And we all know how low my opinion is of the of Android. You have to work quite hard to disappoint me in that regard, because my opinion is so low. Elon brain implant. Probably about the time that I retire or move into the old folks' home is when I'll finally trust that technology. And it'll probably be a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but it will have been too late for it to be useful for me. Alright, let's go get some wood. I can build my ladders. Yeah, nice. Alright, let's get some more niter. Just as I've run out of goldenrod tea. I was like, ooh, that's niter. No, idiot, that's your motorcycle. Oh, yeah, right, okay. And I gotta repair my pickaxe. Leap motion strapped to your forehead or your finger. Listen. Oh, I moved it. Oh, no, here. Well, it's, the leap motion is literally right there. Like, it's just out of reach. Just, I can't quite reach it while I'm live, but the leap motion is there. Trust me. I've done some stuff. Did you modify i3 to use eye gestures? Yes, I did, but it's not portable enough. The Tobii eye tracker, that thing. Okay, where'd my... There we go. I checked my core clock ratio, but Gigabyte only let me choose 100 or up, not 99.9 or down. Spread spectrum. Look for spread spectrum. And if it's off, turn it on. But if it's on, turn it off. And if it's off, if it's on and you set it to off, make sure it's set to 100.0. And then use CPU-Z to verify that it is actually 100.0. Level 1 text tracking, finger tracking device. Don't tempt me, Frodo! What's this I've been hearing about Zen 2 and 3 issues? Nothing that I know of. There's some people have murdered their chips. There's a Windows update that wrecks as media USB controllers because they had bugs, and the software has improved, and retroactively you can get a better USB experience from your older as media controller. But unfortunately, if you've got like an X370 or X470 motherboard, you're gonna have like weird intermittent like USB devices dropping and cutting out for no reason. But if you update your BIOS and update your chipset drivers from AMD.com, it will fix all of that because the driver on Windows Update is trash. Windows Update just quietly does this behind your back. When you use USB tethering for internet, yeah, guess what's fixed now? As of about 2 months ago, give or take. So the number of people reporting USB issues on the forum and elsewhere, and with KVM, has gone up dramatically since like November of last year. But so far, combination of BIOS AMD.com updates generally fixes it. A couple of cases it was like, all right, we need to use a different USB port, because there are 2 USB ports that are like root ports that go directly to the CPU. Sometimes the motherboard implementer uses those for the front panel USB, because the USB on the AMD CPU is so good that the motherboard implementer can build a cheaper motherboard to not have to do any redrivers or anything. A lot of the time the as media controller does not expect to be very far away from the physical USB ports. And, you know, when we're talking about a 5 or 10 gigabit signal, you're going to get some loss through the PCB. You're going to have RF interference. And, you know, we've all seen the video of somebody plugging in the USB thumbstick and their Wi-Fi cutting out. Those are non-trivial design problems to solve. And the 2 USB root ports in the CPU are very, very good. I think it's a little bit of a tragedy that a lot of the time those, like 95% of motherboards route those to the front panel USB ports. And I think that's a tragedy because most of the time you're using a case that's got really, really shitty front panel USB, which negates the awesomeness of those USB ports. And the reason that motherboard manufacturers, the other reason that they do that is because it would be a huge pain in their ass to augment the add-in PCIe USB controller that they put on the motherboard to be able to deal with a shitty front panel connection and to be able to deal with pushing the signal to USB ports that are farther away, blah blah blah. There have actually been some really innovative things motherboard manufacturers have done over the years to try to deal with that. ASRock, you remember SATA Express? ASRock had this really cool thing that would use the PCIe by 2 SATA Express connection, and it would give you more USB ports through the SATA Express connection, but the actual USB controller was at the other end of the SATA link because it was easier to push the SATA link, 6 or 12 inches through cable than it was USB. It was cheaper and easier and less headache because literally every integrated circuit on the planet is designed for, it's like you put the USB IC and then you put the USB ports right next to it. And that's not reality sometimes. And doing it not that way is a huge pain in your ass. You know how I know? Working on the KVMs! Dealing with the 10 gigabit issue, which I'm still working on. There's not a 10 gigabit chipset on planet Earth that does not have some problems, except for the ones built into the damn CPUs, because AMD put top tier people on that and they did a good job. But then the implementation is like, oh, let's use those for the front panel. It's like, argh. So some of my machines, I use the USB-C front panel connections with cables that route it to the back because I don't trust cases front panel connections. Isn't that fun? It's fun times. It's a tech rant mining stream. I'm sorry. But you learned some stuff. I haven't done a video on any of this because it's just it's my opinion, and it's not like I can fire up an oscilloscope and be like, hey, this is how this works. And I really doubt that anybody like EEV blog would be super interested in doing this, or so we can empirically figure out, oh yeah, Yeah, all USB chipsets are just trash. Firmware fixed those USB cutouts. Yeah. Yeah, it's firmware updates will fix the USB cutouts 9 times out of 10, but sometimes you do have a board that has a less than amazing implementation of the USB ports. And it's also counterintuitive. You know, some people that are working on KVMs doing troubleshooting, it's like, you know, this is gonna sound really weird. Use your front panel USB ports. They're like, oh my god, my Razer Synapse stopped cutting out. And it's like, yeah, guess who plays it a little fast and loose with the rules? Razer. And so, and it's like, but why does it work through the front panel? It's like, well, I've got some news for you. Those are the best quality USB ports on your entire machine. And that seems counterintuitive. But it is unfortunately reality. 2 more hours of this chat, and 2 more in-game hours. The other worry that I have is that a lot of the time my sample size is 1. Like, I don't have 7,000, you know, blah, blah, blah motherboards to figure it out. Asus usually does a pretty good job with their USB ports on their higher end boards, but the lower end boards get sketchy. ASRock started adding charging stuff to theirs, especially on the AM5 motherboards. Like, they can do 35, 40 watts of charging now through their USB ports, and they're really high quality. And they've done, at least on the motherboards that are like $400 or $500, they're not just $400 or $500. Like, ASRock has done a lot on all of the USB ports to try to preserve integrity, because we got so much stuff that's running at 5 and 10 gigabit. And that's nice. That's really nice. Gigabyte is the most consistent across their line for USB port quality, but that doesn't always, that's not, like, I have not had the best luck with the 10 gig ports, but the 5 gig ports generally are okay, especially on recent boards. Like, pretty much for like X570 and everything newer than that, they've pretty much got it figured out, because they've done their own customer service and been like, oh yeah, we gotta do this. MSI is pretty good too, but all of them, almost all of them, route the built-in USB to front panel. Now there's a couple of boards, I think the Godlike might be one of the ones where it routes one of the front panel or both front panel channels to hubs, and then the hubs break out even more USB, and that's really good. Like, that actually, it's like, oh, they use the built-in for a hub and you can't, you know, blah blah blah. That's actually a good thing. 9 times out of 10, your USB device is not going to use the full 10 gigabits of bandwidth anyway. I mean, even if you're using an SSD, it's intermittently using the full bandwidth. And having, you know, the 12 USB ports on the back of the computer be serviced by a hub connected to one of those high-speed upstream, I'm fine with that. That is probably a better design than cramming a bunch of really crappy PCIe USB controllers on the thing, because you move more volume of USB hubs. USB hubs have the effect of repeating the signal. USB hubs are designed to deal with cables rather than, a lot of the time they're going to be in a device where you're plugging in physical USB cables, and it's just that the motherboard implementer has not done that. They have put them on the motherboard, and so a lot of the integrated circuit design, the physical IC design, is designed to deal with a lot of RF shenanigans. And so you're in a better spot as a practical matter most of the time, even though it's, from a bandwidth standpoint, not as good. Asus figured that out a long time ago, which is why a lot of their boards have hubs. But a lot of reviewers are like, oh my god, these ports are on a hub. And it's like, well, you know, I get why, I might be one of those people where at the time before in the pre KVM times, I didn't understand. I was like, I'd rather have a direct connection. And now having seen the quality of a direct connection through a third party USB chipset, I understand. It's like, ooh, yeah, let's put a hub there. Hub's good. I'm good with hub. Plus, also the world's moved on in terms of bandwidth. 10 gig is good. I also really like what AMD's doing with the AM5 chipsets, moving all of those US because they know their OEM partners are like, well, blah blah blah, and so AMD's moved a lot of stuff onto their chipset. And I know their chipset is as media, but and as media has been a little bit of a dirty word in the 370 and 470 days, and even before then, and in some of their PCIe add-in cards. And it's not that the chipsets are shitty, it's just that usually the implementation leaves a lot to be desired. And so even AMD's implementation in the chipset is to a higher standard, if that makes sense. Seems to be. Again, sample size of 10-ish versus PCIe cards. But, our DisplayPort cables are not optical. They're just the best, least expensive copper cables that I could find, and they're from Taiwan. They're from a vendor in Taiwan that's got their shit together, that does cable testing, and they try to help me out. And so they're about Club 3D. It's been weird because we've had a few customers that have gotten apparently fake Club 3D cables, but for the cable tester, those are about 70-80% as good as, well, about 80% as good as Club 3D, but less than half the cost. So, but they're not optical. I keep hoping that optical cables will be so inexpensive someday that, like, look, just buy optical cables. Or if I could easily resell optical cables, I would be all about the reselling optical cables if it made everybody's life easier, including mine. There's more niter here. Fiber everything, please. Yeah, really. I mean, there's some KVM customers that are like, I'm a day trader. I've got, two $6,000 8K displays that I need to switch between 4 machines. What should I do? It's like, you should just get the fiber cables. Like, it's not worth your time to do anything else. Just get the fiber cables. And they're like, wow, those are really expensive. And it's like, not worth your time to fool with anything else. And then they're like, oh yeah, everything worked. HDR stuff will suffer at 4K, 144 hertz. Yeah. If you can, so it's not just that the cable works, because the KVM does not have a repeater in it. You're supposed to have it's supposed to not only work, but you're supposed to have a certain amount of signal to noise headroom. This is because of the edge cases that you can encounter with cables. And a lot of the time, the cable manufacturers just get the shittiest display they can get, which is the very early Dell Alienware 4K 144 hertz monitor, where the firmware is super buggy. Firmware is so buggy that if you get issues, you have to mail your monitor back because there's no way to field upgrade it. And if it works with that, they're like, it's 4K 144, but that's not technically really, like, that's not necessarily going to work with the KVM, because the KVM, you have some signal to noise loss through the KVM just because, but the way that we have to do the crap, I need another ladder. in order to do G-Sync and FreeSync compatibility is we have to not touch that part of the signal. And so the KVM literally is a dumb switch box. It's like, oh, it's this engineering masterpiece. No, it's not. It is a dumb switch box. It is as dumb as we can possibly make it. I've wasted probably 2 years of my life trying to do something more sophisticated. And while it is possible, you end up with weird edge case bugs. And the weird edge case bugs drive everybody insane. And so I just don't want to support that until we get better physical. It might be possible someday if we get better physical silicon to do it. But, you know, we're not going to sell 100,000 KVMs. And so it doesn't make sense to spend our own silicon to solve the problem. I know where the bodies are buried. It's just not worth the expense to solve. Recently heard Linus going from optical Thunderbolt, optical USB, and DisplayPort HDMI. If you need optical, perhaps they're good. I don't quite follow. Interested in getting back off VGA. Just a reliable signal is great. Yeah, I mean, if you do one thing wrong with DisplayPort, it can be bad. I mean, the Asus, the first really expensive display that I ever bought was that 43-inch Asus that could do 4K 120, and the DisplayPort cable it came with was too shitty to do that. And it was like, this can't be right. I must be doing something wrong. Nope. Should I go back to Jen or make bullets? Clear the area. This is factory though. Factory would take a while to clear. And it's already 11:17. I'm not gonna stream that long. Let's go back over this way. Oop, 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 oop. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Had a friend buy an Asus ProArt monitor and the cable it came with was terrible. Used a Triplite and it worked just fine. Yeah, Triplite is one of the brands that I've tested with the cable tester, and they do okay, but they have no signal headroom. So they will do 4K 144, but there is no headroom. And so if you are using one of those with Vega 64, Vega 64's output noise or output level is a little below where it should be, that Triplite cable's probably not going to work as a result of that. If you've got a Mac laptop and you're using something like a USB-C to DisplayPort adapter and it's a DisplayPort socket, Triplite cable's not going to work. Does Cable Matters? Cable Matters is one of the better brands, but it also has trouble in those edge cases, like I mentioned. I think Cable Matters is probably fine on a Vega 64, but it's better than Triplite. But it's still problematic for like the Mac USB docking station scenario and the Mac USB-C converter scenario and some scenarios like that. I mean, it depends on your display and your GPU and everything else, because it's a digital signal, so it either works or it doesn't. But it works or it doesn't necessarily mean over a long timeline. Like you could be, you know, like the video, if you play a certain video and your phone reboots, it's kind of like that, but the display will cut out. Like you'll get sparkles or RGB noise, or the display, it just goes black and then comes back. When it goes black and comes back, that's when the content encryption failed. Something went wrong with the content encryption, and it takes a long time, like a second or two, to recover from that when you've got that kind of noise. And that kind of noise can occur when there's a signal reflection on the cable that causes constructive or destructive interference, which is sort of nuts. It's like it's the young double slit experiment on a DisplayPort cable, but the reason that it happens sometimes and not others is because the contents of the digital signal was such that it reflected it just the right way to cause interference. And it actually can make a difference between encrypted and unencrypted signal. And there's a little bit of a rabbit hole here that's really interesting. when the signal is encrypted, it's supposed to look more randomized. And the fact that it's more randomized means that you have less things that happen that are bad, like the signal reflection causing constructive or destructive interference, which causes signal degradation because the noise is random as opposed to, you know, constructively multiplying or constructively interfering or destructively interfering. And so that's crazy that that happens. But as some brilliant person inside of AMD realized that they had some hardware that was maybe could be better, and they solved it by doing HDCP all the time. And so if you look in the AMD drivers, I suspect, I don't know this to be true, but I suspect one of AMD's fixes for the Vega 64 problem to enable HDCP all the time was because when HDCP is enabled all the time, the actual data on the wire is more random because of the encryption, and you're less likely to have RF and signal noise and constructive or destructive interference. And that's why HDCP is toggled on all the time, even when you're not doing HDCP content on the AMD side, but it's not that way on the NVIDIA side. Feel like neatly managing cables keep your data and power cables managed separately? The EMI kept knocking out displays and USB devices? Yes. I've seen that happen with the KVMs. I've had that personally happen on my system, not even with a KVM setup, just from a sit-stand desk, and was like, oh, I'll route the power cable for my computer with the displays. And I could cause the display to, so it's, you know, Threadripper, and I could cause the display to cut out when I would ramp up background jobs and wake up all the cores, and the display would go I was like, what is causing this problem? Oh, right, yeah. Coal and nitrate powder. I got almost 6,000 nitrate powder. That's not bad. Now we will need coal. So much cement. That should be good. Okay, let's go. Come on, little droney drone. Space Navigator and Surface Dial equivalent. Can you link me what that is? Optical cables seem like the future. It's funny, Bedhead, that you say that, because optical interconnects inside the motherboard are also the future. We are totally going to have in the not too distant future, I think we will have GPUs that connect with a tiny little spaghetti optical cable and a giant honking 12-volt DC connector. Like, yes, my 200 amp graphics card. Armor and clothing. Let's put that back on the pile. Fun times. 12-volt DC slug connection. Yeah. So we'll go back to the old, like, rock-in fuses where it's the giant copper blades and just like Okay, I got the fuses in for my graphics card. Alright, there is a crap load of ammo at the other base for that. We got 411 mechanical. Yeah, that's all just medical stuff, which I guess is fine. Lead. I can put the lead in the thing, I guess. We didn't really get much lead. We weren't mining much lead to begin with, anyway. Yeah, let's just store all that. Oh, right. I've already got 1,000 cement. I don't need more. Okay, let's put that. I always forget. Concrete mix. Doot, doot, doot. Boop. That's a pretty good amount of clay, too. Put our empty 18 water jars on the thing. Today is day 69. Probably a good place to end it, right? Just passed my Sec Plus Zuzu, and I just wanted to share with the random tech people. Well, congratulations. That is a nice field to be entering. Good time, especially early in your career. You got to learn all the things, though. Being a good security person, you got to learn all these little weird edge cases, because that, you know, the aforementioned interference that I was telling you about, where it's like, oh, look, it's HTTP encrypted. Maybe you can figure out a security exploit where you can read somebody's unencrypted display based on the RF interference. And then it's like, no, we have to enable HDCP all the time, because then people are totally doing the radio monitoring thing. Used to do that with CRTs. That was actually a government thing. You could do that. What was that called? Somebody in the chat will remember what that's called. It was a Van Eck machine, but there was another term where they really perfected it, and they could, you know, they could be 3 rooms away or in a building, you know, in a city. If you're in a high rise and they wanted to spy on your CRT monitor, they could be, you know, just line of sight 3 buildings across the way. They could just see, just point a little thing at you, and then they would be able to read your CRT based on the RF interference, which is just insane, like without line of sight. It was Van Eck freaking, but there's an actual name for it. There was some declassified stuff that came out about that. It was just, it was like, oh, well, I'm glad those people are working for us. And also, if this is what they declassified, what do they have that's beyond this? So, pretty sure Logitech wireless keyboards just leak all their stuff. Their encryption is just, it's terrible. So bad. Ooh, we're up to 4 antibiotics. Tempest, that's it, the Tempest machines. Those were, oh boy. Wrap everything with tinfoil. I knew somebody that took that very seriously. I didn't know them. I feel like I know them. Know them through some of the stuff they left behind for me. Alright, this is a good place to stop. Thanks for hanging out, chat, and we'll see you tomorrow. Probably with Sons of the Forest tomorrow, though. Not 7 days.